Dorks. It is the Turtle Dork back with a new trailer reaction for you today. So, from DC Fandome, this was the one that closed out the night. Yes, it is the Batman. Always like how Cillian Murphy, I don't know, I always say Cillian Murphy. Anyway, from Batman Begins, I love the way he said that in that movie, the Batman. Anyway, looking forward to this one. This one directed by Matt Reeves, starring I was I was literally about to say Pattinson. Oh my God. The internet has gotten to me. Robert Pattinson, starring as the Caped Crusader, the Dark Knight himself, Bruce Wayne, Batman. Um, great cast, great cast. Um, Selena Kyle being played by Zoe Kravitz, and Matt Reeves confirmed that she is playing Selena Kyle. She is not fully formed as Catwoman, and he did say that this movie is going to kind of be like an origin story for a lot of the rogues gallery of not just Batman, but mostly the villains as well. So you have the Riddler, the Penguin, Catwoman, all in this movie. So we're kind of seeing the genesis of all of these characters, which is going to be very, very interesting to see all of that come together. Falcone is in this as well, played by John Turturro. Matt Reeves did say that they have only filmed about 25 to 30%. And what they've shown us with this, with only about 25 to 30% of the movie filmed, I mean, this is a full 2.5 minute trailer, and you really get the tone and the vibe of what they're actually going for. Again, this is not anything new. I mean, we've seen trailers after movies have been in production for 2 weeks. They did that in Comic-Con Hall H for the first Guardians of the Galaxy. So having, a quarter of the movie filmed already, you definitely knew that they could put something together, and they definitely put something together. So yeah, we have Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle. Um, Colin Farrell is playing Oswald Cobblepot as the Penguin, and Matt Reeves says that he doesn't like to be called the Penguin. And my favorite villain in the Batman Rogues Gallery is the Riddler. Paul Dano is playing the Riddler. I've always liked the Riddler, even back in the 90s with the Tim Burton films. I could not wait to see the Riddler come to life on screen. And Jim Carrey, even though that performance is very cartoonish, but at that time in the 90s, it was, and especially at the age that I ate that up. I love the character of the Riddler, always loved the Riddler, even from watching like the old Adam West TV show. He's always been one of my favorite characters. And then hearing that this is um, they're trying to do this as like a noir detective story, I felt like the Riddler was the perfect character to really bring that detective noir story out of Batman, and just with him putting clues together and things of the sort. So I don't know. I think all of this is coming together really, really nicely. But with no further ado, let's go ahead and check out the trailer that Matt Reeves gave to us for the Batman. The Batman. That's a hell of a way to die. Man, being duct taped like that. Mm. Jim Gordon looks great. I mean, Jeffrey Wright looks great as Jim Gordon, man. I love hearing the Riddler's voice. Jesus. Ah, the motherfuckers like, we're good. Mm. Yeah, it definitely has a David Fincher vibe to it, which I really really like. Um, a lot of people have been saying the same thing. You know, it definitely has that mix of Christopher Nolan and David Fincher of something like Seven or Zodiac. Um, and I love that about it because it really does bring that detective noir story out of Batman. And I think having a character like the Riddler kind of be like the John Doe of Seven, I think it's just great. And it brings a new complexity to that whole to that character and to that whole world, you know, because I think we've never seen the world of Batman that dark. You know what I'm saying? Like to the point where it feels like he's chasing a serial killer. Um, you know, even looking at the Nolan, even though that kind of does bring it more into a grounded universe, like this feels again, I mean, it just feels like it's just something that's coming from like it just feels morose, it feels dirty, it feels yucky. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing the way that he killed that one dude with the duct tape. um like I said, like we've never really seen, I mean, outside of like Heath Ledger's The Joker and a lot of the stuff that he did in that movie. But again, I think it more so goes to Matt Reeves and the tone that he's going for, and the tone and the vibe that we're seeing just from this trailer. It just feels like these characters are just doing things that are a little bit more unsettling, that we're used to seeing a lot of the villains do in previous Batman films. Now we'll definitely have to see more of that. Again, this is only what 30% of the movie is done, so they still have a lot more to shoot. But if this is the direction that they're headed in already, then I'm sold. I've been sold, but I'm definitely sold now because Matt Reeves, I love his filmography. What he did with the Apes trilogy, even though he directed the last two, I'm a huge fan of Cloverfield. I like what he did with the movie Let Me In. I thought that was a really, really good adaptation remake of the foreign film. And yeah, I've always been sold on Matt Reeves. And looking at his previous filmography, once you hear that he was attached to the Batman, um, this is pretty much what I expected. This is pretty much what I expected to get from him. And I'm excited, man. I can't wait. And I think this is scheduled to be released. It did get pushed from summer of next year to fall of next year. So I believe this is coming out October 1st of 2021. So, you know, fingers crossed, depending on what happens in the world. Hopefully we get these movies kind of getting back on some type of schedule. And, you know, we can get back to enjoying a lot of these films, man, and just seeing the potential of what these films have and what it means for the future of not just comic book movies, but what DC is doing, particularly in their universe, especially like with Jim Lee and Walter Hamada and Greg Berlanti were talking about as far as opening up the multiverse. That stuff got me excited as well. So Yeah, man. A lot to really look forward to kind of moving forward. Let's just hope that these movies do kind of live up. But as we always say, we'll see. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Fandome was great. It was great to kind of sit and watch these panels and to watch these trailers as well. So, yeah, the Batman. Let me know what you thought of the trailer in the comments below. Remember to rate, like, subscribe, and share. And go and check out my other dorks at Mouth Dork, at The Disco Dork, at WB Dash, and at Sidewalk Siren. And as for me, I am the Turtle Dork. And with that, your boy is out.